every day it's a little bit harder to stream. I don't know why. I'm just like, it's just, I think it's natural at some point to feel at least a little bit demotivated. But it's been going on for too long, bro. Like, I would have started much sooner, or I don't know what. My days are just going by so fast. But yeah, eventually when school starts again, which is July 9 for the summer classes, then I'm gonna have to stream no matter what, because the reason why even started streaming was so that I could, you know, study and like force myself to study. So it's kind of harder to do that when you have a break, like summer break, because you don't want to read every day. Hello, Fair Kira, welcome back to the stream. How have you been? I remember you. Like you seem familiar, but I kind of don't remember at the same time. So yeah, we've been reading The Hobbit. I mean, last time I was reading it, like we were almost done with the chapter 9, but I had to stop early because it was Fajr time. I didn't want to miss the Tahajjud or anything like that. Oh, this is chapter 11. Okay, okay. I thought for a moment that said chapter 9. I'm good. How are you? I'm good too. Thank you so much. Yeah, I had a really good day today actually. I went to I went shopping with my mom, and then we went to a restaurant with Palestinian food. I don't know if you've ever had Palestinian cuisine, but it was so good. I mean, I liked it, the shish barok. There's also maklua that we tried. It's like this chicken rice dish. It could be lamb as well. That one was, it was alright, but I like the shish barak. It's like dumpling soup in a yogurt sauce. Yo, tofu, wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Welcome back to the stream. I was talking about my day. I tried some Palestinian food and then had some rolled ice cream, like Biscoff ice cream. That was good. Hey Dre, yo Air Scott, welcome back as well. Messi scored two. I'm good. Oh yeah, Messi made the most goals in the entire World Cup so far, which is pretty crazy. I mean, the debate is settled at this point because everyone always used to ask Messi or Ronaldo, and I always put Ronaldo. Obviously, I think I've always been a Ronaldo fan, but only because like I've seen like Messi touching the wall of Jerusalem or something, and then he's Zionist. Yeah. Hey, hi, yo, Johanny Castillo. Welcome to the stream. How's it going? Haven't seen you before. But yeah, that's the only reason why I didn't like Messi. But objectively, um, considering their soccer skills mainly, not them as people or looks or anything, Messi is better, as we have seen in the World Cup so far. Which is sad to admit. I wish Ronaldo were better, but he's kind of losing his touch, which is sad. 5 goals in 2 games. Yeah, that's true. And yeah, I think he kind of he's like a team player apparently. Like he works with his team a lot. Ronaldo's more like solo, you know? Football wise, he's better. Yeah, exactly. He missed the penalty, but after he scored 2 goals, I was so happy. Oh yeah, I heard he missed the penalty. I was like, whoa. But that doesn't mean like you'll get it every single time, you know? That's just proof that we're human. He's not a robot. He can't do it like ChatGPT or something. Although, if robots were to take over like football players' like roles, which is unlikely, but if they were to do that, I think humans would still be better. I don't know though. But yeah, how was your guys' days? I didn't watch Messi playing though. I didn't watch that World Cup. I think I was busy. Like I don't know what I was doing. Ronaldo has ego issues and overconfidence, but the other hand, Messi is introvert and humble. That's true. That's what I was saying. Like the team player versus the solo player. Like one, even if one is individually better, you can't just rely on yourself only. You need a team if you're gonna play. You know, uh, for like an entire team versus another team, not 1v1. Are y'all talking about the game today? Oh yeah, I was watching it. Messi was selling at first. Yeah, yeah, we were talking about Messi in the World Cup. He's Messiah of football. Oh, that's what Messi is short for. Messiah, huh? Or is that like a word in Argentina? I don't know. But yeah, other than that, I mean, it's not really interesting watching Jordan versus what was it? Senegal? Or no, it's not Senegal. Jordan versus um yeah, I forgot. It was one of those African countries. Those are not even worth watching, bro, because everyone knows who the good teams are. It's like Spain, Germany, Argentina. Here comes Spain, Germany, Argentina, and then there's Morocco out of nowhere. They're not like one of the best countries to play, but they're better than you'd expect. No one was expecting Morocco to be good. That's why the relationship with Messi with his team and Ronaldo with his team is the opposite. France. Yeah, France, especially. See? Oh, what's he stuffing on the cookie, bro? This cookie's so stale. My sister gave it to me. It's nice though. I mean, I don't know. France good too. Yeah, for sure. England, yeah. Norway. Oh my gosh, Norway, Holland. I want Norway to win. Norway versus France, July 27th. That's gonna be interesting. But yeah, let's start reading, inshallah. So, where was I? He came up again, spluttering and clinging to the wood like a rat, but for all his efforts he could not scramble on top. Every time he tried, the barrel rolled round and ducked him under again. Ah, Yuki's butt. Drea jealous of Holland hair. His hair? No way. Why does he have his whole head shaved except for the top? Like that's such a unattractive hairstyle. Front's good too. LOL. Okay. Yuki doesn't want to sit like in the middle. Wait, let me see. Down into the water. He fell splashed into the cold, dark water with the barrel on top of him. So he came up spluttering and clinging. Oh, Pixie is here! Oh my gosh, it's been so long since I've seen Pixie myself. What book are you reading? I'm reading The Hobbit currently. We're on chapter 9. We're supposed to start chapter 10, but here's this cat. She has been hiding since we got a little kitten that we're fostering, and she hates the cat. And now she's scared of this cookie. Hello, Iron Keel. Welcome back to the stream. How's it going? Okay, so he came up again, spluttering and clinging to the wood like a rat, but for all his effort, he could not scramble on top. Every time he tried, the barrel rolled round and ducked him under again. It was really empty and floated right light as a cork. Though his ears were full of water, he could hear the elves still singing in the cellar above. Then suddenly the trapdoors fell to with a boom and their voices faded away. He was in the dark tunnel floating in icy water, all alone, for you cannot count friends that are all Yuki. For you cannot count friends that are all packed up in barrels. Oh my gosh, he's so annoying. I can't believe how annoying the meow could be. Everyone loves meows. Yuki's one specifically is like that migraine x-ray. Holland installed Snap and posting weird lately. Oh yeah, I saw the reels of that. It's not weird, it's funny. Yo, Tofu, why do you watch FIFA like you brought a subscription? Sports vibe. Hello, Portal X. Welcome to the stream. $5,000, $100,000. Wow. As much money as though that sounds, it's not enough to pay your rent or to mortgage or anything. That's so little. Oh, it's free to watch, right? Free in some pirated things, but we our family bought a subscription. Fox One on YouTube Premium. All right. Very soon, a gray patch came in the darkness ahead. He heard the creak of the water gate being hauled up, and he found that he was in the midst of a bobbing and bumping mass of casks and tubs all pressing together to pass under the arch and get out into the open stream. He had as much as he could do to he had as much as he could do to prevent himself from being hustled and battered to bits, but at last the jostling crowd began to break up and swing off one by one under the stony arch and away. Then he saw that it would have been no good even if he had managed to get astride his barrel, for there was no room to spare, not even for a hobbit, between its top and the suddenly stooping roof where the gate was. It's hard to understand what picture this is trying to portray because, like, he was in the midst of bobbing and bumping massive casks. What is casks? Casks. But tubs are like containers, right? Tupperware, casks and tubs, all pressing together under the arch and get out into the open stream. Oh, so he's still like inside like a sewer basically. Alright. So out they went under the overhanging branches of the trees on either bank. Bilbo wondered what the dwarves were feeling and whether a lot of water was getting into their tubs. Some of those that bobbed along by him in the gloom seemed pretty low in the water, and he guessed that these had dwarves inside. I do hope I put the lids on tight enough, he thought. But before long he was worrying too much about himself to remember the dwarves. He managed to keep his head above the water, but he was shivering with the cold, and he wondered if he would die of it before the luck turned, and how much longer he would be able to hang on, and whether he should risk the chance of letting go and trying to swim to the bank. The luck turned all right before long. The eddying current carried several barrels close ashore at one point, and there for a while they stuck against some hidden root. Then Bilbo took the opportunity of scrambling up the side of his barrel while it was held steady against another. Up he crawled like a drowned rat and lay on top, spread out to keep the balance as best as he could. The breeze was cold, but better than the water, and he hoped he would not suddenly roll off again when they started off once more. Before long the barrels broke free again and turned and twisted off down the stream and out into the main current. Then he found it quite as difficult to stick on as he had feared, but he managed it somehow, though it was miserably uncomfortable. Luckily he was very light, and the barrel was a good big one, and being rather leaky had now shipped a small amount of water. All the same, it was like trying to ride without without bridle or stirrups, or round-bellied pony that was always thinking of rolling on the grass. Thanks for 10,000 Dono Air Scott. YouTube Premium, hell not. I have YouTube Premium. A barrel-shaped wooden container, typically bound with metal or wood hoops, used to age, store, or transfer liquids. Thank you, Johanny. I think that's what cask was. Right? Cask was it? Yeah, casks. Good to know that. Assalamu alaikum. Well, finally I came here. Yeah, confident. Welcome back. Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Today's Portugal match. Oh yeah, Ronaldo. They're gonna go against one of those Muslim countries, right? Obviously Portugal's gonna win. We already know that, but let's see if Ronaldo makes a score. I don't think he made a score yet, right? And wait, wasn't everyone on a protest against Mod? Oh yeah, I was giving it back. Do you want it back, confident? I could give it back to you. Well, I already gave it. I didn't wait for your answer. That was just a one-time thing. It was only you confident. Yeah. How do you like the Argentina versus uh Austria match confident? It was expected how they'd score. Okay. In this way, at last Mr. Baggins came to a place where the trees on either hand grew thinner. He could see the paler sky between them. The dark river opened suddenly wide, and there it was joined to the main water of the forest river flowing down in haste from the king's great doors. There was a dim sheet of water no longer overshadowed, and on its sliding surface there was dancing and broken reflections of clouds and a star and of stars. Then the hurrying water of the forest river swept all the company of casks and tubs away to the north bank, in which it had eaten out a wide bay. This had a shingly shore under hanging banks and was walled at the eastern end by a little jutting cape of hard rock. On the shallow shore most of the barrels ran aground, though a few went on to bump against stony pier. There were people on the lookout on the banks. They quickly pulled and pushed all the barrels together into the shallows, and when they had counted them, they roped them together and left them till the morning. Poor dwarfs! Bilbo was not badly off now. He slipped from his barrel and waded ashore, and then sneaked along to some huts that he could see near the water's edge. He no longer thought twice about picking. What book is that? Hello, Elishama Israel. This is The Hobbit, and welcome to the stream. I couldn't watch the full game. I slept at halftime. Yeah, I didn't even watch it myself. I just see the scores. All right, he didn't have two thoughts about picking up a supper uninvited if he got the chance. He had been obliged to do it for so long, and he knew now only too well what it was to be really hungry, not merely politely interested in the dainties of well-filled larder. Although he had caught a glimpse of a fire through the trees, and that appealed to him with his dripping and ragged clothes clinging to him cold and clammy. There is no need to tell you much of his adventures that night, for now we are drawing near the end of the eastward journey and coming to the last and greatest adventure, so we must hurry on. Of course, helped by his magic ring, he got on very well at first, but he was given away in the end by his wet footsteps and the trail of drippings that he left wherever he went or sat, and also he began to snivel, and wherever he tried to hide he was found out by the terrific explosions of his suppressed sneezes. Very soon there was a fine commotion in the village by the riverside, but Bilbo escaped into the woods carrying a loaf and a leather bottle of wine and a pie that did not belong to him. The rest of the night he had to pass wet as he was and far from a fire. But the bottle helped him to do that, and he actually dozed a little on some dry leaves even though the year was getting late and the air was chilly. He woke again, and there was a merry racket down the river. What is a merry racket? I'm thinking like a tennis racket, but a merry racket is like, I don't know, probably like a basket. They were making up a raft of barrels, and the raft elves would soon be steering it off down the stream to Lake Town. Oh, like Merry Fairy, like a boat. I don't know. Would soon steering it off down the stream to Lake Town. Bilbo sneezed again. He was no longer dripping, but he felt cold all over. He scrambled down as fast as his stiff legs would take him and managed just in time to get out to the mass of casks without being noticed in the general bustle. Luckily, there was no sun at the time to cast an awkward shadow, and for a mercy, he did not sneeze again for a good while. There was a mighty pushing of poles. The elves that were standing in the shallow water heaved and shoved. The barrels now, all lashed together, creaked and fretted. "This is a heavy load," some grumbled. "They float too deep. Some of these are never empty. If they had come ashore in the daylight, we might have had a look inside," they said. "No time now," cried the raftsman. "Shove off." And off they went at last, slowly at first until they had passed the point of rock where other elves stood to fend them off with poles, and then quicker and quicker as they caught the main stream and went sailing away down towards the lake. They had escaped the dungeons of the king and were through the wood, but whether alive or dead still remains to be seen. Whoa! So they actually made it out of the elves' castle, but we don't know if the dwarves are alive in their barrels. That's really risky. Reminds me of those immigrants that cross to America from Mexico in like the back of trunks and trucks and buses and inside mattresses, and it's really scary. Like they don't know if they're gonna make it alive. They're smuggling. Do you have a minor headache right now? I don't, Z Harvin. Well, welcome to the stream. Unless you're asking somebody in the chat, not me. My admiration for Messi increased, carrying the team at his age. That's true. Bro, people don't have 5 goals for a whole World Cup. He did it in 2 games. It's very late for me. Aw, it's late for me too. It's 1 a.m. Boom. I don't know. France, I don't think so. Like in 2022, France lost against Argentina. Wait, who's the 2022 World Cup champion? Okay, continue. We're gonna do chapter 10 now. Eat your cookie. Alright, cookie break. Why can't I open this plastic? Okay. Bismillah. Excellent. Very stale, but it's good. I know that Drea likes Norway. That's true! I want Norway to win. But I already made my predictions before the World Cup even started. I said Spain is gonna win. And that seems very likely. That was a good cookie. I mean, I didn't finish the whole thing, just like one bite, but. Alright, shall we continue? Chapter 10, A Warm Welcome. The day grew lighter and warmer as they floated along. After a while, the river rounded a steep shoulder of land that came down upon their left. Under its rocky feet, like an inland cliff, the deepest stream had flowed lapping and bubbling. Suddenly, the cliff fell away. The shores sank, the trees ended, then Bilbo saw a sight. The lands opened wide about him, filled with the waters of the river which broke up and wandered in 100 winding courses, or halted in marshes and pools dotted with the isles on every side. But still, a strong water flowed on steadily through the midst, and far away, its dark head in a torn cloud, there loomed the mountain, its nearest neighbors to the northeast, and the tumbled land that joined it to them could not be seen. All alone in it rose and looked across the marshes to the forest. The lonely mountain! Bilbo had come far and through many adventures to see it, and now he did not like the look of it in the least. Wow. All that work to go see the lonely mountain, and now he's like getting cold feet. It's 3 for me. It's 1:24 a.m. for me. So you're 2 hours ahead. You're from Midwest, right? I don't think from East Coast. That'd be 3 hours ahead. I'm guessing you're from Texas. Am I right? Nice. For me, it's Brazil. Brazil is good. Neymar, but I don't think it's a winning. I don't think it's gonna win. Whenever I see Messi, I see a goat in him. He's good. Everyone's gotta admit that. But he's getting old. But old is he didn't lose his touch though. He's old. But there's Mbappe. There's yeah. Those are the main characters in the whole World Cup. All the other countries that make it, and also Cabo Verde. Like the way it keeps drawing. Um, that was so nice that his mom, the goalkeeper in Cabo Verde, like the mom finally got to see him. They got her into the game. That made me happy. Brazil, oh, Neymar isn't playing, right? He is, right? He didn't play in the opening game because he have his injury. Brazil doesn't have to win. I like their player. No, Neymar will this Thursday. Yeah. As he listened to the talk of the raftsmen and pieced together the scraps of information they let fall, he soon realized that he was very fortunate ever to have seen it at all, even from this distance. Dreary as he had been as had been his imprisonment and unpleasant as was his position, to say nothing of the poor dwarfs underneath him, still he had been more lucky than he had guessed. The talk was all of the trade that came and went on the waterways and the growth of the traffic on the river. As the roads out of the east towards Mirkwood vanished or fell into disuse, and of the bickering of the lakemen and the wood elves about the upkeep of the forest river and the care of the banks. What did I just read? The talk was all the trade that came and went on the waterways and the growth of the traffic. Okay, so there was trade and there was traffic on the river, and the roads out of the east towards the Mirkwood vanished and fell into disuse. So the lake men and the wood elves upkeeping the forest river and the care of the banks. Those land those lands had changed much since the days where dwarves when dwarves dwelt in the mountain days, which most people now remembered as only a very shadowy tradition. They had changed even in recent years, and since the last news that Gandalf had of them. Great floods and rains had swollen the waters that flowed east, and there had been an earthquake or two, which some were inclined to attribute to the dragon, alluding to him chiefly with a curse and an ominous nod in the direction of the mountain. The marshes and bogs had spread wider and wider on either side, paths had vanished, and many a rider and wanderer too, if they had tried to find the lost ways across. The elf rode through the wood which the dwarfs had followed on the advice of Bjorn, now came to a doubtful and little used end at the eastern edge of the forest. Why am I reading like like it's so hard? Like normally I read more fast, but this is a lot of uh, different words, I guess. The elf rode through the wood which the dwarves had followed. The elf rode Of course there's a lot of words, it's a book. Okay, the elf rode through the wood which the dwarves had followed of the advice of Bjorn now came to a doubtful and little used end at the eastern edge of the forest. Only the river offered any longer a safe way from the skirts of Mirkwood in the north to the mountain shadowed plains beyond, and the river was guarded by the Wood Elves King. So I think they just came out of the Wood Elves palace. Yeah, the Lakemen were the Wood Elves enemy. Yo, doggy, welcome back to the stream. How's it going? How are y'all doing? We're good. We're just like talking about the World Cup and reading The Hobbit. I love Joyous Stream. Thank you, Eric Scott. Oh, I'm a mod also. Yeah. No, no cussing. No almost cussing either. Great, how about you? Me doing well. Doggy now rough 2 times, or you will get time out for 30 seconds. No, wait, let me give Doggy his mod too. 27th June, Dictator versus Machine. Dictator! Bro, that's the new meme for Mbappe. All because he was like trying to help them clean the grass, was it? Yeah, it was fun. Messi is crazy right now. Yeah. Sorry, I'm just reading the chat if I missed any comments. I don't think I did. You can't call yourself a fan if you don't support your team and they're down. That's true. Alright, let's continue. Hello, Sebastian Maceo. Welcome back to. Not back. Welcome to the stream. How's it going? As he listened to the talk of the raftman and pieced together. Oh no, I already read that, right? Okay. So you see, Bilbo had come in the end by the only road that was any good. It might have been some comfort to Mr. Baggins, shivering on the barrels, if he had known that news of this had reached Gandalf far away and given him great anxiety, and that he was in fact finishing other business which does not come into this tale, and getting ready to come in search of Thorin's company. But Bilbo did not know it. All he knew was that the river seemed to go and on forever, and he was hungry and had a nasty cold in the nose, and did not like the way the mountain seemed to frown at him and threaten him as it drew even nearer. After a while, however, the river took a more southerly course and the mountain receded again. And at last, late in that day, the shores grew rocky, the river gathered all its wandering waters together into a deep and rapid flood, and they swept along at great speed. The sun had set the sun had set with turning another sweep towards the east. The forest river rushed into the long lake. There it had a wide mouth with stony cliff-like gates at either side whose feet were piled with shingles. Shingles? Isn't that a disease? Oh yeah, I saw it in the Donald Trump guy saved the episode. Truffles, who's your favorite Indian actress? Oh, what? I've never heard of that. The Long Lake. The Long Lake. Bilbo had never imagined that any water that was not the sea could look so big. It was so wide that the opposite shores looked small and far, but it was so long that its northerly end, which pointed towards the mountain, could not be seen at all. Only from the map did Bilbo know that way up there, where the stars of the Wain were already twinkling. The running river came down into the lake from Dale, and when the forest river filled with deep waters, what must once have been a great deep rock valley. At the southern end the doubled waters poured out again over the high waterfalls and ran away hurriedly to unknown lands. In the still evening air the noise of the falls could be heard like a distant roar. So yeah, it's very naturistic, the place that they're in the Great Forest. Now they made it to the Long Lake and they see the Lonely Mountain across the Long Lake, I feel like. Not far from the mouth of the Forest River was the strange town he heard the elves speak of in the King's Cellar. It was not built on the shore, though there were a few huts and buildings there, but right out on the surface of the lake, protected from the swirl of the entering river by a promontory of rock which formed a calm bay. A great bridge made of wood ran out to where on to where on huge piles made of forest trees was built a busy wooden town, not a town of elves but of men. So this is the Lakemen, the wood elves' enemy, who still dare to dwell here under the shadow of the distant Dragon Mountain. They still throve on the trade that came up the great river from the south and was carted past their falls to their town. But in the great days of old, when Dale in the north was rich and prosperous, they had been wealthy and powerful, and there had been fleets of boats on the waters, and some were filled with gold, and some with warriors in armor. And there had been wars and deeds which were now only a legend. The rotting piles of a greater town could still be seen along the shores when the water sank in a drought. But men remembered little of all that, though some still sang old songs of the dwarf kings of the mountain, Thror and Thrain, of the race of Durkin, and of the coming of the dragon, and the fall of the lords of Dale. Some sang too that Thror and Thrain would come back one day, and gold would. So this is the illustration, right? This is the lake town. This is where the lakemen live. And this is their boats and stuff. And here are all the barrels. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay. What are you saying, doggy Eris also felt that? What? Yeah. What does Johnny and Castillo think? Joya, who's your favorite actor? Actor? Naomi Scott. I love the Aladdin movie, bro. Naomi Scott is so good. She's so pretty, like in the movie. Well, that's the only movie that I know her in. Like, I don't like an actor for like every movie that they play in. Have you ever heard of Squidward on the chair? No, that sounds sus. Yeah, my whole house felt that. Earthquake? No, stay safe, you guys. My mom gave it. Who else would give me that name? What name? Confident? Okay. Oh, Noodar, I see. I was like, your brother named you confident or unconfident. You changed it to confident. But yeah, Noodar. It's actually a good name. Kind of, I don't know why it reminds me of stars. Cause I think cause in Arabic, um, star is Nejwa, but Noodar does not sound too much like it. Just the N part. Also, the fact that it's two syllables. Mango ice cream is the best ice cream in the world. I had mango soda today, but Biscoff ice cream is really good. That's that's what I had today as well. Rolled ice cream. Cookies and cream used to be my favorite, but I don't like it anymore. I don't know why. Cookies and cream better. Yeah, my mom named me confident. Good, good, good. Stay confident then. Okay. Some saying too that Thror and Thrain would come back one day and gold would flow in rivers through the mountain gates, and all that land would be filled with new song and new laughter. But this pleasant legend did not much affect their daily business. Kind of sleepy. I do want to fast. Um, because it's Muharram, right? It's the one month where fasting is really, really recommended, even more than any time outside of Ramadan. It's the most worth it to fast there. Dang, I'm reading chapter 10. Okay, I thought for a second that I was reading chapter 9 still. Wait, oh my gosh, I've been reading for only 39 minutes. That's crazy. I'm so tired. Uh, my mom named me Alsi, Hindi for lazy. What did you? Oh, no, not my real name, obviously. Okay. I was like, wait, Doggy's not your name? But that's true. I can't believe you have a name in real life that's different. That's like, what is your real name? My real name is not Julia. I lied. Why do you don't have, huh? Hello, Pixel Maggot. I don't know what you're saying. Oh, donations. Oh, that's the thing. Like, I don't have it unlocked yet, but I think even if I did unlock it, it would be kind of weird to unlock it just because most of my viewers are kids. I don't want to waste kids' money, you know? You want to donate, Pixel? Yeah, I have a Ko-Fi link in my bio if you want to really badly, but I don't think anybody's done that. Yeah, I'm late. You know, you're not late, Queen. Welcome back to the stream. How's it going? Hi. Where's the link? It's in my bio. It says Ko-Fi link, but I don't know if anyone has used it. And you don't have to use it too. I feel like you're a kid. If you're a kid, do not send donations, please. Give your money to your mom. But I really, really appreciate it. Thank you so much, Pixel Maggot. Joy, your name is not Joya, it's Mudge Mudge. True. I was doing laundry. Awesome. We love that, Queen. Do your chores and yeah, that chores makes you more disciplined as a person. It kind of sets you up for success. Pixel don't donate to Joya. She doesn't know how to spend their money. Yeah. I think with my money, I would just like I don't know what I'd do with my money, honestly. I would say I want to buy more books, but I can't even finish this book, bro. I want to stop right here. But yeah, we shouldn't force ourselves to read an entire chapter every night. Mm. Question: have you ever read the book Dragon City? No, I have not. I'm actually very new to reading. This is like the first fictional book that I've ever read out of my own will, not for school or anything. And yeah, I'm trying to work my way up and read more books, continue that way. I really like this habit, but I am starting to lose it because I don't know, I'm just kind of out of it these days. It's hard to even stream, but we'll get back into it, I hope. You need to okay, okay. Dragon City, right? I'll keep that in mind. Let me get out a notepad. Almost dropped my tripod. I was testing my pen here. Let's put it the first thing here. Dragon City. Alright. Assalamu alaikum, what's good? Yo, Saadiya! Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Welcome back to the stream. How's it going? Jesus the not Messiah. Hmm? And my name? My real name is Heisenberg. Wow. Very cool. Heisenberg. Nah, that's too whitewashed. That's not your real name. You're Indian. You're Scot. It has to be like Sandeep or something. I'm kidding. That's racist, but it's not like mean racist. I don't know if that's a bad message, so my bad if it's okay. It's okay, Queen. That was good that you deleted that. I feel like people who come here and just talk about Jesus, they're kind of mean. Just like seek truth, and then they think you're all stray or something like that. Dylan must be Jew. Really? Jews believe that? The not Messiah? Oh yeah, Jews don't like Jesus. Where did you get that from? Bestie? What do you mean? Get what from? I applied henna today, Julia. Can't type much. Ooh, wow. That's cool. Did you do it yourself, Saadia? I'm gonna make you type more and ruin your whole henna. You don't have to reply if you can't. Okay. I didn't bookmark this just because I wanted to stop reading, but now Saturday is here, Queen is here, everybody's here. 185. Hmm, that's 7 pages. I only read how much? Let's see. Okay, probably read 10 pages. So that's a good amount. Should I stop the stream here? Just yeah for a bit. I don't know. I'm sleepy. Confidence said, "Queen, your bestie came when Saturday came." So I was asking where he got that from. Oh, I think he's just teasing you because you and Saturday have beef. My sister-in-law did it. Wow, she's talented. Holy Unk Saturday. Yeah, she's married. Wait, she's married? I think her sibling is married, so that is her sister-in-law. I'm assuming. Unless you are married, Saturday, are you? I wouldn't think so. Unk is just my name's short form. Uncle. Unk for unconfident. Oh my god, that's so genius, doggy. Wow. 100 IQ joke right there. Okay. I kind of want to stop reading. Guys, try to motivate me to read more. Doggy stole my joke, but your name is now confident. That's true. You're a con now. A con is even worse than an unk. Indian guy IQ. Yeah, a lot of Indians here. Eriska's Indian, Doggy's Indian. Confident is borderline Indian. Get it? Borderline. You can take the credit. Alright. As soon as the raft came, the raft of barrels came in sight, boats rowed out from the piles of the town, and voices hailed the raft steerers. Then rope were cast and oars were pulled, and soon the raft was drawn out of the current of the Forest River and towed away round the high shoulder of rock into the little bay of Lake Town. There it was, moored not far from the shoreward head of the great bridge. Soon men would come up from the south and take some of the casks away, and others they would fill with goods that they had brought to be taken back up the stream to the wood elves' home. In the meanwhile, the barrels were left afloat, while the elves of the raft and the boatmen went to feast in Lake Town. They would have been surprised if they could have seen what happened down by the shore after they had gone and the shades of night had fallen. First of all, a barrel was cut loose by Bilbo and pushed to the shore and opened. Groans and uh, groans came from inside, and out crept the most unhappy dwarf. Wet straw was in his dragged beard. He was so sore and stiff, so bruised and buffeted, he could hardly stand, or stumbled through the shallow water to lie groaning on the shore. He had a famished and a savage look, like a dog that had been chained and forgotten in a kennel for a week. Dang, he was so tired. It was Thorin, but you could only have told it by his golden chain and by the color of his now dirty and tattered sky blue hoodie with its tarnished silver tassel. It was some time before he would be even polite to the hobbit. Oh, poor Thorin. Oh, and Among the Hidden. You also need to read Among the Hidden. It's also really good. These sound really good. Sorry for my handwriting. Hello, Mario. Hi, Mario, please. Welcome to the stream. How's it going? It's me, Mario. of course, I forgot to tell this. In my break from exam, my screen time was 11 hours average for 4 days. That was 4 hours average. That's so good. Confident that it went down to four. Like my daily already is 11. What's your guys' average? Let me check real quick. It's 9 to 10 hours daily. That's not weekly. That's daily. Where I watched movies and played games for exams. I get the anxiety though. That does make you use your phone more. Um, yeah. I mean, I use my phone the second I wake up. So mine is around 3 to 4 hours, but also because I got study notes in my phone. Dang, that's great. I don't use my laptop at all. Like 0%. I just use my phone for everything. So that's why it's 9 hours. I use it for my map. I use it for ChatGPT. If I have any questions, I use it for live streaming, obviously. And that takes a lot of time too. Same loggy. Queen, how do you do your study notes on your phone though? That's crazy. Do you have apps like Quizlet? Queen's got to be like 6 7 hours. Mine is double that. Okay. Honestly, guys, I'm so sleepy. I might end the stream here. But thank you guys so much for watching. And next time I stream, I won't start it so late. I think today I was also procrastinating. But yeah, see you guys in the next one. Assalamu alaikum. Take care, guys.